Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Marina, and today we're talking about 5 reasons why you should maybe consider moving home with your parents in your 20s. I am 30 and I currently live at home with my dad, and I've been living here for about 2 years. And before that, I was living on my own in Colorado. Moved around to a bunch of different houses over the years with different roommates. And it's safe to say living with your parents is good, and I used to judge people for living at home in their adult life, but now I get it, and now that I'm in it, I see the beauty and the good of it, and I just think I should share because I know it's something that culturally in America is not looked positively on. It's usually associated with being lazy, but I think in today's day and age where life is so expensive and life is short, it's really a good option, I think, for a season. If obviously there's so many factors that go into it for everybody and it's so different for everyone, but I just want to talk about what I found to be positive, and maybe this will help you in deciding if you want to move home or not, or if you're thinking about it, or if you know people and you're like, why would they move home, to kind of understand what could be good about it. Starting out, the first thing is the most obvious probably is the financial benefits. You save so much money living at home. You don't have to pay rent if your parents are that generous. I mean, not everyone has that opportunity. Some people might have to pay a little money to live at home, but you save so much money in comparison to paying rent somewhere else. And that enables you to pay off debt fast, to save for your goals, maybe for your own house, so you're not paying rent, you're paying for your own home. Maybe, you have goals to go back to school and you need to save money to pay for that. There's so many things that you need money for, and it's hard to do that when so much of your money is going towards rent. So it really is a nice boost to get ahead in life, whether you've just graduated or you're later in your 20s and you just need a little boost. It really is a great opportunity. The key is to just not spend the money that you're saving the money that you would have been paying for rent. You need to make sure you're saving it and that you're being intentional with the opportunity. The second thing is you don't get this time back with your parents. Your parents aren't here forever. I know everyone knows this, but I think a lot of us, and including me, this was my perspective of like, oh, they'll be around forever. Like, I'll be, 40, 50, and they'll be 80 or 90. But I lost my mom a few years ago. And that's when I decided to move home and be with my dad, because I was across the country, and losing my mom, I regretted not having more time with her. I called her often, like every week, and I saw her multiple times a year, but you can't get back that time of being in close vicinity and really building those relationships and memories together. And since I'm single and I didn't have crazy roots where I was, I took the opportunity to be home with my dad for a season and to really just grow our relationship and make memories. And it's been a blessing because I know he won't be here forever. Maybe he'll be here longer than most, but maybe not. And I don't think I will regret this time at all. And I love my dad and my mom, and there's some really good friends of mine. They're some of my best friends, and family's forever. Friends come and go, but your parents and your siblings, they are gonna be always in your life. Now, not everyone is blessed to have great parents, I get that, but if you have great parents, it's something to consider, because life is short and who knows where life will take you later down the line. So if you have a window of opportunity, I maybe consider it, because I was out in Colorado. Life won't always give you the opportunity to be with your parents. So if you have the opportunity, I consider it, to really make those memories and to live with no regrets on that one. Okay, so the third one is, the roommates you're getting into with. Roommates can be really tricky living on your own outside of your family. You never know like how people are actually going to be. And even if they're friends, they could live differently than you, and it can cause rifts in your relationship. I've lived with a lot of people over my 20s and definitely had some challenging situations. And it's the worst when you come home and you're paying for your place and you just want to be peaceful and comfortable in your own place, and you feel anxious or nervous because of the types of people they're bringing in, or if they're going to be upset with you, or yada yada yada. It's definitely nice to know like your parents love you unconditionally, and yeah, you know how it is to live with them because you lived with them your whole life essentially. So it really is nice to just feel more comfortable. Okay, the fourth one is your parents' house is probably nicer than any place you can afford in your 20s. I know there's some people out there really killing it in their career and can afford a bougie place. Good for you. But for most regular people who are in the rat race of the 9 to 5, you're not going to be able to afford a glamorous place on your average income. So not everyone's parents obviously are comfortable or better off, but they've had their whole careers to like, you know, get their life together. And if they own a home, it's probably nicer than any place you're going to be renting. So that is something to consider. Like I have this big, beautiful room. Maybe it's not my taste, but it's nice. It's air conditioned. It has a beautiful yard that I can enjoy. Nice bathrooms, a beautiful kitchen. You know, my dad's a great landlord because he owns the place and he wants to take care of it. And he's not doing a quick fix that's just going to cause problems. So just something to consider. If your parents have a nice place, it's probably nicer than what you're able to rent. Okay, the last one is home cooked meals. I live at home with my dad and my sisters who are also grown adults. And maybe I can go into that in another video, the whole situation. But yeah, so we split meals. So every day of the week, not every day, every other day, someone is cooking a home cooked meal, and then we have leftovers for a second night. So I am eating great, better than I was when I was living on my own. I would meal prep and eat the same meal the whole week because I just didn't want to be bothered. But like when you're sitting down and having dinner with your family a few nights a week and you're having a really nice meal and then you're having the leftovers like only one time, that's clutch. I mean, I know lots of people living off those Trader Joe's frozen meals. I definitely was one of them for a little while there before I got into the meal prep game. But like eating the same thing every night is just not the move. Or eggs or smoothies, like that's not dinner. That's not dinner, guys. I've done it. I know. No, when you're like living alone, you don't want to cook a whole freaking meal. So something to think about. You get some great food. But overall, these are just a few perks of living at home. It definitely isn't for everybody, but I think if you love your parents and have a good relationship with them and they're in a place where they can have you and they are happy to have you, I think it is a really good thing. In so many cultures around the world, people live at home. It's like an American thing to be like hyper independent, and not that I don't want independence. I talk about this in my 2025 goals. Trying to find my independence while living at home, it's definitely a balance, and there are some, you know, struggles with living at home. It is overall like a good thing. I think family is important, and staying in touch with your roots and where you came from and building those relationships. And random people don't care about you the way your family does. So rooming with random people, let's not do that anymore. But yeah, those are my thoughts. But let me know in the comments below if you live with your parents, what you love about it. Obviously, this is just 5 things. There's so many things I could go into, but I feel like it's just a good conversation starter and thing to think about. And I don't know, things that maybe people aren't thinking about living at home. And yeah, overall, it's been really good. I won't be here forever, but it's been a really good season. So if you guys have any other questions or video requests on this topic, I can definitely go into it deeper because I know it is more of a unique situation being in my late 20s, living at home, having experience living out in the world on my own with roommates and stuff like that, which isn't objectively bad. Like I definitely had really good experiences within my experience as well. It's just different, and it's for the right season. It's great. So yeah, I hope this is helpful. I hope this was interesting. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.